Let's just check we are live in the right place. Let me get my cup of tea out of the way before I spill it everywhere. Okay, let's have a quick look. If you're watching me on the replay, welcome. Yep, looks like we're in the right place, so that's good. Let's just turn the sound on. There we go, that's better. Oh, hi Mum. Let's just turn the sound off on here a minute. Oh no, it's off, that's good. Good. How are you? Glad you could join me. Let's just pop that out a minute so I can see the comments. That's better. That's better. So yeah, if you're watching on the replay, as I was saying, then welcome to the first mini make of December 2023. I've got 4 mini makes for you over the next 2 Saturday mornings at this time, and also Wednesday nights as well. So we're going to be making quick projects using things that you've got in your stash at home. So this is to help you to use what you've got, first of all, because we all buy things and then we wonder what to do with them. And also it's to get you ready for Christmas, really. Doing the Christmas tree. Oh, lovely. Oh, I thought your Christmas tree was up already. Oh, wow, brilliant. Oh, that'll be a nice day then. Get the Christmas tree up and get all the decorations up. That'll be lovely. Yeah, so this is all about using what you've got in the cupboard already. So if you're finding me now and you're thinking, what's this all about? If you go back through the last post on Facebook, you will find all the kits that you need for this morning's mini make. And each time that we're coming up to a mini make, if you're on my mailing list, you will get advance notice of what you need to prepare. And if you're not on my mailing list, then you will be able to look, well, if you're not on my mailing list, get on my mailing list, come and join me. But if you're just finding me on Facebook, then you'll be able to look in the Facebook page and find exactly what kit you need in order to watch. Claire, I'm so pleased you could join us. Happy birthday, Claire. And I think you should still be in bed having breakfast. I hope somebody made it for you. But happy birthday anyway. Lovely that you could join us this morning. Wonderful. Okay, so this morning what we're going to do is called the stack, slice and shuffle technique to make 3 super quick cards, all of the same theme. So you could use this for Christmas cards, obviously, but if you've already made all your Christmas cards, as I know some creative people are already well ahead, then you could use it for thank you cards. You could make birthday cards with it, whatever you want to do. You can use it for any theme, obviously. So I'll show you the cards we're going to make in a moment, but let's look at what you need for the basics of these cards first. So I've got 2 sets prepared here because I'm going to show you the technique twice. So that people don't miss it, and so it's easy to do. So let me just get rid of the seconds there a minute. Okay, so what you will need is 3 card bases. So these are my standard card bases. So again, this technique is brilliant because there's really no measuring in it either. You do need something to cut things up with, and a trimmer or a guillotine or something is best because you need to cut in bulk. But in terms of measuring, there's really no measuring to do. So you need 3 card bases. So for me, my standard card base is half a size of A4. So you can cut your A4 lengthways or widthways, whatever type of card you prefer, where you want the fold, and fold it in half, and that makes a standard card base. So 3 card bases, and then you also need 3 pieces of coordinating, that one's upside down, 3 pieces of coordinating patterned paper, and so you just need 3 bits that kind of go together. Now, top tip, if you have 3 bits that are really, really busy, like this red one is, you will find that whilst it might look lovely, it might look too busy. So you might have to try this a few times till you work out which patterns you really like together. But what I tend to go for is something that's really busy, something that's a lot less busy, and then something that's kind of in between. But with a common colour all the way through that ties it in. So for this one, it's Night of Navy all the way through, ties it together. But as you can see, it doesn't have to be that colour that you then use for your card bases. As long as it will kind of go together, it's okay. As long as it matches one of your sheets of paper, because you're going to have a piece of each of these papers on every card. So for me, the real red is the card base, and this sheet has got plenty of real red in it, so it will tie together, I promise you. Okay, so these 3 pieces of patterned paper, you cut at my standard first layer size. So that is to give a tiny little border around the outside of the card front. So in centimetres, my measurement is 9.9 centimetres by 14.3, sorry. Let's think for a minute there. So if you are doing this in inches, then you might need to work out for yourself what your first standard layer is. So if you look at that card there behind me, or that layer, you can see there's a tiny little border, look, around the edge of that card. And that's what I mean by, in terms of working out the sizing. You just need to be able to put a little bit of a border around the outside. Okay, so like I say, there's going to be plenty of time to see how to do this, because we'll do it twice. Okay, so you need 3 pieces of card that are going to be your 3 standard card bases, and 3 pieces of matching patterned paper that kind of all tied together. So 3 pieces from the same suite is ideal, which is what these are. Okay, so I will turn the camera around to my hands and I'll show you the finished cards, and then I'll show you how to do the stack, slice and shuffle. Okay, hopefully. Okay, so let's get my paper in the right place for starters. Let's just push the light out a tiny bit as well. There we go. Oops, and over a bit. There we go, that's better, that's central. Okay, so these are 3 of the cards that I made using the stack, slice and shuffle technique. As you can see, each of the 3 cards has got the same 3 pieces of patterned paper on them. So if I just hold one up, you'll see that they've each got a bit of the same patterned paper on them. And you can probably already see what we're going to do to stack, slice and shuffle them, because they've all got the same cut lines, look. So the actual layout is the same for all of the cards. It's just that the papers are in a different position on each of the cards. And then I've added some extra layers from this suite. So this is the Stars at Night bundle. So I've added the stars, layered stars, and the sentiment from that suite as well. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to show you a brand new suite that I have not used at all this year, and one that is carrying over to next year's catalogues as well. So I really wanted to share it with you, because if you're still looking for a Christmas suite or a Christmas bundle of stamp set and dies, then this is the one for you, because it carries over to next year as well, so much more economical. Anyway, let's put those to one side. So the first thing you need to do is just to get your card bases in, and you're going to fold and crease them so that you've got a nice sharp crease, so that you've got 3 standard card bases ready to go. So that's our 3 standard card bases. Put those to one side. The next thing we're going to do is to chop up our pieces of patterned paper. So what you need to do is make sure that you've got them all up the right way, because once you layer them up on top of each other, you cannot move them. You can't swap them around, okay? So just make sure that each of the designs is the right way up. So for me, it's only this red one that I need to have the right way up because the trees are all facing the right way. I don't want the trees to be the wrong way around. And then you literally stack them and make sure that they are completely aligned. And then what you're going to do, this is the bit that I'm going to do twice, so you can watch first if you want to. Bring in your trimmer. And you're going to want the cutting blade. So if you've got a Stampin' Up! Trimmer, then you can get the scoring blade out of the way. So you just want the cutting blade. And you're going to put this in and cut without measuring. I know. For some of you, this will be very challenging, I appreciate. But trust me, it will work, okay? So we're going to go in about, I don't know, maybe an inch. Yeah, about an inch in from the top short side. And we're going to cut from there down to about an inch up from the bottom right hand long side. Okay, so remembering to keep them together, hold them tightly, and then put them into your trimmer so that you're roughly about an inch in and about an inch up. So an inch up on this long side and an inch in on the top short side. And then you're going to slice. And top tip, when you slice, press down quite firmly because you need your trimmer to cut through all 3 layers in one go. If there's any chance that it might have moved, then they won't align afterwards. So just give those 3 a little pull out of the way, and that's your first piece done. Okay, then keeping all of these pieces firmly together so that they do not wriggle around. We don't want them to break up. You're going to turn it around a little bit so that you've got the point of the bottom left corner in the trimmer channel and sort of roughly halfway down that diagonal edge, roughly halfway down. And you're going back up again and again. We just need to make sure that we've gone all the way through all the layers. So if you give it a little pull, make sure that your layers all will come away easily before you remove it from the trimmer. Because if like I've just done, you have to slice it again, then just make sure you've gone through it. Once you've done this a couple of times, if you're making at loads of cards, this will come super quick to you and really easily. Okay. So I'll make these ones up. I'll stick these all on so that you can see what happens. And then I'll do it again on the second set, okay? So you've got your stacked and sliced pieces. And the next thing to do is we're going to shuffle them, but we're going to shuffle them onto the card fronts. So put all our, let's just move these stacked sliced pieces out the way a minute. My paper's moving around today. No, normally it doesn't move on the tablecloth, but for some reason today it's moving. Okay, so then what you do is and we've done this bit before, but just with a different design. You take each pile of sliced pieces and you put one on each of your card fronts in the same position. That's the key element. You put them in the same position. But each time you are going to put a different pattern of paper down. So you're mixing them up, okay? So that you then have one of each pattern on each card front. Really, really, really simple this is. And then you just take each card at a time and you stick them down. So what I like to do is to open the card front up. And I'm going to use wet glue for this. So I'm using multi-purpose liquid Tombow glue because you can slide the pieces around then and make sure that they fit perfectly which is absolutely what you want. You want the pieces to fit perfectly up, butting up against each other. So they're all going to join in the middle. Okay. So remember how much of a border you would normally have on your cards. So you're going to stick your first piece down with that border, and then that is your guide for how you are going to join all the other pieces. So this one needs to butt right up where it overlaps, where it joins rather, and the same where you sliced, and the same with this piece. Okay, so just stick them all down. So I'm just going to whiz through this bit and stick them all down. And then I'll do it all again in a moment so that you can see if you need a refresh on the stacking and slicing and shuffling bit. I'll show you that bit again. And you know that you've got it in the right place when you've got it slid right up. It will fit perfectly, she says, having stuck that down without sliding it right in properly. Come on. There we go, that's better. So yeah, you'll know you've got it in the right place because it fits perfectly. And there's your first card front. Okay, so I will leave these other two and I'll do these in a moment or later. Just put those to one side. So I will show you them again. I'll show you the stack and the slice and the shuffle, and then we'll do it all the way through. So let's have, so I'm going to do a green set this time. So I have got 3 pieces of old olive cardstock, 3 patterned papers, and this time I've got 2 that need to be the right way up. So I need to make sure that I've got those the right way up before I start slicing and shuffling. So fold the card bases over, crease them. Mum, you're the only one making with me, I think. What patterns are you using? What papers are you using for yours? I know lots of people will watch this on the replay later, so I'll be interested to see what you make. If you're watching on the replay and you make it, then I'd love to see what you make and what patterns. Okay. So I've got my card bases ready to go. I've got my 3 pieces of patterned paper. Remember, it's the size of a first layer so that you get little margin around the outside. I'm going to stack them, remembering making sure the patterns are up the right way. I'm going to put them into the trimmer so that I am, let's get the right way around. So it's about 1 inch in from the top left corner on the short side and about 1 inch up on the long right side from the bottom. Press it down and slice and pull them away so that I've got that first stack, and then turn it around. And I'm going about roughly halfway up that sliced side into the corner bottom left. And again, press down really firmly so that they all slice neatly in one go. Because if you slice them with a bit of a wobble on them, then they won't all fit together afterwards. Okay? So let's get the pieces out of the way, ready for the shuffle. So we've stacked and we've sliced, and now we're going to shuffle. So I've got 3 card bases, I'm just going to go through and kind of deal them out like cards. One on each. Making sure that each card has one each of the different patterns. So I've got a nice mixture of all of them there. There we go. And then I am going to stick them down one at a time. So I'm going to open them up so that we don't get any bounce back. I always start with this top right corner because I think that's probably the most visible. And when you give a card, and because it's the side you open it on, and I think it gives you a good opportunity to kind of line it up if you start with that one. So I'm going to make sure I've got my border, and I've got it nice and even. If, heaven forbid, you've run out of patterned Christmas paper, you could do this with wrapping paper, actually. If you've got some nice, strong, robust wrapping paper, perhaps some craft wrapping paper with patterns on or something like that, you could easily do it with that. As long as it will lay flat for you to stack it and slice it, then no reason why not. Just check as you're putting them down that you're gluing the right side each time as well. I know I've done that before where you get carried away because it's such a nice kind of routine task, and then you forget to actually check and make sure you've got the patterns and the shapes as well on the right side. So just make sure you've got your patterns round the right way. I'm going to do 2 of these, and then I want to show you what extra trim I'm going to put on, because I want to show you what I'm using from the new suite that I wanted to share with you. Well, it's not suite, it's a bundle, although these papers do coordinate with it, fortunately. So just gluing these in place. Remember, slide them up so that there's no gap. In where you've sliced, there is no gap in the middle. All the papers butt right up against each other. Such an easy technique. And like I say, you can do this using any theme of card. Great for Christmas because you need to make a stack, but actually, if, for example, and we've all had this dilemma, I know because we talk about it all the time in card clubs and in my workshops, if you think, oh, I've got a stack of men's cards that I really need to do this month because I've got lots of male birthdays in my family or whatever, do you know what, I'm going to do this one anyway, then this is the kind of technique that you could easily do with male themed patterned papers, or with, they don't even have to have kind of a theme to them. I mean, obviously these have got Christmas theme and Christmas trees, but they don't have to. You could just have patterned papers that are male colours, or more male colours perhaps. Or if you were doing perhaps a lot of spring cards or something, you could just have papers that have got spring colours on them, you know, more kind of pinks and yellows and oranges, that kind of thing. Doesn't have to be patterned paper, although at this time of the year that is obviously incredibly handy because you get your theme across really clearly with your patterns. But you know, it's completely up to you what you do, really. It's very adaptable, basically, this technique, very adaptable. And quick, as you can see, I've made 5 cards in, 20 minutes. Super speedy. Okay, so there we've got our 3 cards. And then if I bring in one of the original ones that I showed you, I need a focal point for the middle of the card. I always put the focal point over the join in the middle. That's not to say that the join should be covered up, but if you know, I find that your eye is drawn to that, like in a kaleidoscope, so you may as well put something in the centre there. So let me show you the suite that I'm going to use, the bundle that I'm going to use. It is the Merriest Trees bundles, and I use the stamp set and dies, and that is from our continuing Christmas mini catalogue. So as you can see, the stamp set's got 2 huge trees, but very, very clever, this stamp set, and I will bring one in to show you what I mean in a minute. This stamp set has got this big tree. If you look, it's made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mini trees. So, and in the dies, which I'll bring in the die box in a moment, you have all of these sizes of tree. So you don't have to make your tree this huge size. You can make it smaller if you want to. Look. So I made what did I say? 5, isn't there? A 4/5 size tree. But you could make a really tiny one. You can make one with just 2 layers, 3 layers, 4 layers, or all 5 layers. It's completely up to you. And the trunk is separate. So if you want to add a trunk underneath, doesn't matter what size tree you've got, you can still add a trunk underneath and it will be fine. You've also got lots of little decorations that you can stamp and die cut out. You've got presents to go under the tree, a star for the top, ribbons, and you've got some sentiments as well. So you've got lots of little bits and pieces, but I will also show you the die set that goes with it, because the dies are also really clever, and how I created my 4/5 of tree. So this is the die set. So as you can see, I used this one. No, I didn't. I used this one. Sorry. Get the right one out of the set. That would be helpful. So this size tree die. But the other thing that you can do is you can stamp this tree 5 times, up to 5 times, and then you can layer the big tree up so that your branches curl up in a 3D fashion from sticking them on top of each other on this main huge tree. So that's quite clever as well. As you can see from the these dies, this coordinates with the little decorations that you've got in the stamp set. These little decorations, look, and the stars as well. So you've got 2 lots of decorations that you can cut out. So instead of cutting them singly, die cutting each decoration singly, they stamp as a trio. They cut out as a trio, but once they're popped out, they are individual decorations to put wherever you want on your tree. The same with the stars as well. But you've also got, no, it's not actually, it's not, it's 3 sets of decorations actually. The star, you've got 3 different little bling stars to be able to cut out, and a couple of big stars, 4 bling stars to cut out. Yeah, so you could stamp in 3 different colours and put them all on the die cutter machine together and whiz them through, and you would immediately have 9 individual different coloured decorations that you can put on your tree. So that's really cool as well, because it doesn't take you very long to do them. So really handy. So yeah, I love this set. It's really good, and it is carrying over to next year. The only downside of the carryover is it won't be the bundle price when it carries over. So the individual stamp set and dies will carry over, but not the bundle. So if you want the stamp set and dies, at the moment the bundle price has 10% off, so it's £53. Whereas if you buy them separately after Christmas, in January or next year even, it's the stamp set's £24 and the dies are £35, so 10% more expensive. Anyway, so I'm going to use some of these trees for my focal point here,
And the other thing that you get in the die set is these beautiful strings of, well, I think they're lights is how I would say, but you know, they could be streamers or tinsel or whatever. So I've cut them out using the self-adhesive gold shimmery card that we've got. So the gold glitter card. And I'll show you, I'm going to do that now. So I'm just going to stick this one on. I like to stick my focal point on using dimensionals so that you get a bit of height to it as well. So I'm just going to put these, I've only got mini ones at the moment. I need to restock after all my Christmas makes. So yeah, let's just stick a load of dimensionals on there. Bring in my little bin. Let's get rid of the backings. And then I think I'll add a sentiment later probably. So I just want to show you the gold trim that you can get to go on these trees because it's really pretty. So I'm going to stick that one right in the centre there. Okay. So for these other two, I need the gold trim to go on them. I'll do one of them. So this is the die that you get in the set. As you can see, it's got these little individual kind of baubles, if you like, or lights that are joined by a single string. And you've got 5 different lengths of them. What I discovered this morning when I was doing this was actually if you cut them all out in one go on the self-adhesive glitter, gold and silver glitter card, then actually you don't even need scissors to separate them. If you want to make the string shorter or longer, you can just tear them with your fingers. So, which that works for me, definitely. The other great thing about this is the dies will go on the mini cut and emboss machine. So that's perfect as well. So I'm going to cut another layer out. And then I'll show you how I assembled them. Oops, my paper's now definitely going to move around while I cut these out. There we go. Get that out of the way. Oop. There's some backing come off already, so that will be easy to stick on, that one. So I've got quite a few already cut out. Some of them are just stuck in the die here, so I'll just use my pokey tool to get those out. Let's get my tree ready to stick them onto. There we go. Yep. Come out quite easily. Then I've got a couple more that are stuck on here as well. So let's start at the bottom. Is that one peeled off? No, it doesn't feel sticky enough. Don't think it has. Right, has it? Oh no, it has. No, it has. That one's peeled off already, I think. Yeah, I think the backing's come off that one already. Yeah, sticking nicely, so that's fine. That's that one. Oh, there was a bit stuck, wasn't there? So. They're quite bendable as well, these. Just need an extra little bit on there. This is what I mean by you can just tear them off, look. Really easy. In fact, let's add another bit on there, shall we? Go around that way. So nice bit of sparkle on the tree. Really quick and easy. And then I will stick that on using some more 3D pads again, like the other one that I just did. And stick him in the middle there, just like the other one. So I will do the third one later. And then I will probably put a sentiment across the bottom or maybe across the middle of the tree. Depends on what I fancy, really. So there you go. There's your stack, slice and shuffle cards mini make. Let me bring in the original ones that I did as well, so you can see, adaptable to all different patterns and all different styles as well. Just turn the camera back round a minute. Okay. So thank you to those of you who've managed to join me today. And if you're watching on the replay, do give it a go and share some photos of what you've made. I'd love to see what you're making. That's wonderful. Thank you to everybody who joined me for the Christmas party on Thursday as well. And for everyone who shared what they made so far, both the bauble challenge is fantastic. I am loving all the different entries for the bauble challenge. That is wonderful. Don't forget, you've still got till Sunday to put your entries in for the bauble challenge, to share photos of your mystery, there it is, mystery stamping cards. If you've got mystery stamping cards, do show us. The next mini make is going to be on Wednesday. Instructions are coming in the weekly email on Monday. And this is what we're going to be making. Ooh, it's not cards. It's a mini photo album that you can gift, and but it goes in a standard envelope, so really clever. So you could stick it in the post to people if you want to, as well as you know, gifting it by hand. So that's really handy. Yep, give those a go later. Brilliant. I'll just finish with one final apology. For those of you who are on the mailing list, you will have seen that I've had a bit of a busy week this week, and I've sent out 2 emails with mistakes in them. So I utterly apologise for that. Got way too much on my mind, I think. Just too busy at work and everything. So I have adjusted it, and I've sent out, it's for the details for the workshops for 2024. But it's all the details are coming out again, corrected this time in your regular monthly Monday mailing. So what you get on Monday will be the final version and will be accurate. And I have proofread it this time twice before I send it out. So apologies, but you will be getting it correct on Monday. Anyway, you've got till tomorrow night to post photos of what you've made. So get sharing. Okay, see you again then. Bye-bye. Have a good day, everybody. Get that tree up, Mum. I want photos so I can see that you've done it. See you later. Bye-bye.